Okay, hi. In this case, I'm going to simplify expressions. In this specifically, I'm going to be working with adding or subtracting rational expressions, right? A rational expression is a fraction, right? It's a division of two algebraic expressions, right? So in this case, I have 5 over n plus 1 plus n minus 7 times x minus n minus 3, sorry, right? So when I add fractions, I need to have my common denominator, right? And as you can see, I don't have any factor in common of both of them. So in this case, my common denominator right here is going to be n plus 1 times n minus 3, right? So in this first fraction, comparing the denominator, I'm just missing the n minus 3. So that means that I have to multiply 5 times n minus 3. And on my second one, I'm missing the n plus 1. So I have n minus 7 times x plus n plus 1, right? So on the first one, I'm distributing n 5n minus 15 plus on that second part, I have to FOIL. So that means that I'm multiplying n times 1, negative 7 times n, and negative 7 times 1. Divided by, I can do the same on the denominator. So n times n, 3 times n, 1 times n, and negative 3 times 1, right? So I'm just going to simplify like terms. So I have 5n, n, and negative 7. So 5n plus n is 6n minus 7n is minus n, right? Then I have negative 15 minus 7, so that's negative 23, divided by n squared minus 3n plus, or sorry, minus, right here, minus 2n minus 3. And that's my simplification of that expression. Okay, so number 2, again, I'm going to check. There's no factor in common. There's no factor. Even though I can factor out that one, I can just factor it too. So I know that there's no factor in common. So that means that I have to multiply my first fraction times 4v minus 6, right? Plus 7 times 3v. And I'm going to divide that 3v times 4v minus 6, right? So now I'm just 28v minus 42 plus 21v divided by 12v squared minus 18v, right? So I'm just simplifying like terms. So 28 plus 21 is 49v minus 42 divided by 12v squared minus 18v. And that's it, because I know that I can factor everything, but I can do it right here, right? So my common factor on top is 7. So I have 7v minus 6. And my common factor on the denominator is 6. I have 2 or 6v. 6v, so I have 2v minus 3. And as you can see, I don't have anything in common to simplify. So that means that we can leave the expression right here. So number 3, we can factor out. And now it's important to factor out. Why? Because if I analyze that exercise, I see that my common factor is 3. So 3 minus 4 minus 4x over 3. So now my denominator, because I have the 3 as common on both of them, my denominator is going to be 3 times x minus 4. So my first fraction, I already have the same denominator. And on my second fraction, I'm missing the x minus 4. So that means I have x plus 8 minus 4x squared plus 16x. And I'm going to divide that times 3x minus 12. So I'm just simplifying again. So negative 4x squared plus 13x plus 8 divided by 3x minus 12. Okay, so number 4, again, I can see that I don't have any common factor. So that means that I'm going to have 4 and 3x minus 3 plus 2 times x plus 5 divided by x plus 5 times 3x minus 3. And I know that I can factor that 3x minus 3, right? But as you can see, my factor here is going to be 3 times x minus 1, so I don't have any common factor. So that's why I'm just going to multiply. A way of seeing that when I don't have any common factor, I'm just like cross multiplying, but I'm not actually right. So I'm multiplying the first fraction by the denominator of the second one and the second fraction by the denominator of the second one, or the first one, and then I'm multiplying those two denominators. So I have 12x minus 12 plus 2x plus 10 divided by x plus 5 and 3x minus 3. So I have 14x minus 2 divided by x plus 5, 3x minus 3. Right? If you want to FOIL it, or we can just keep it right there.